finally have some action from the House that's been sort of talking about impeachment and just slow rolling the whole thing for really for months. So now it looks like they're going to do something. Scott just said traders are kind of brushing this off, but I think this, if it doesn't have direct implications for markets, I think it does have important indirect implications for markets with regard to at least two things. First of all, Trump is just under pressure at home, and that weakens his hand in negotiations with China over the tariffs and other trade issues. So if you're Xi Jinping in China, you're looking at Trump and saying, man, first of all, you're unpopular in your own country. And now, the opposition party wants to impeach you. So that could actually strengthen China's hand. And I think you have to think through what are the implications of that. And the second thing, what about Iran? I mean, Iran is looking to irritate, draw the United States into some kind of conflagration in the Middle East. So it's possible that Iran might look at the United States in this development and say, Trump really looks like he's on the back heel. Maybe we'll do something even bolder than we did before when we attacked those Saudi oil facilities, which I'm assuming that they did. So I think this does affect, a lot of the financial markets and other things, oil markets, in ways that are really kind of hard to get your brain around.
I mean, does it really matter if the Senate isn't going to go and support an impeachment inquiry? Is this sort of just Clinton redux again?
Well, the Democrats better hope it's not Clinton redux. I mean, one of the reasons Nancy Pelosi has been so reluctant is she was there in Congress in the late 1990s, 1998, when the House did impeach Bill Clinton. And Clinton's popularity rose during and after impeachment. And he was his approval rating was in the high 60s by the time that was all over. And that's because in large measure, a lot of people, not just Democrats, I mean, independents and even some Republicans thought that probe was just too heavy-handed, that it was kind of ridiculous, that it was not called for, and that it was just politically motivated. So that's why Pelosi has been so reluctant. She doesn't want to make Trump more popular through an impeachment inquiry. I think where this all goes depends on what an inquiry might turn up. So the way the Nixon impeachment went was they learned a lot of new information that was very damaging to Nixon through the impeachment inquiry itself. So we can ask ourselves, everything we know about Trump, is this all there is to know, or might a House inquiry where they have people testifying under oath, such as this whistleblower who apparently is going to testify later this week, will these people produce more information that we don't already know about Trump? Could there be other acts that further sort of impugn him or perhaps even incriminate him? So my guess is this will not end up being a positive thing for Trump, and there could be some even further danger ahead for him.
Hey, Rick, so it sounds like the next step is going to be an inquiry, that's announced by Nancy Pelosi in about over an hour or so. But what are the next steps after that? How does the House factor into that? How does the Senate also factor into that, which, keep in mind, is Republican controlled right now? And what type of votes would you need to see in order for the impeachment to ultimately end up going through?
Yeah, and the important thing to remember here is an impeachment inquiry does not necessarily lead to impeachment. It's an inquiry. So they're going to hold a lot of hearings. This will be a formalized process. I'm not an expert on, the sort of congressional rules here. But if it does get as far as that the House actually votes to impeach President Trump, then that's not the end of the road. I mean, this is what we, the constitutional law we all learned in 1998 with Bill Clinton was, well, that's just an impeachment. The Senate actually has to convict in order to remove the president. And of course, the Senate did not convict in 1998. And with Republicans having a slim majority in the Senate, I believe you need 2/3 of the vote in the Senate to convict. So unlikely to get that unless there are some new revelations that are considerably worse than what we already know. So if there would be more information that suggests, for example, that President Trump is doing something that damages American national security, some kind of deal with Putin, for example, or Kim Jong-un or something, if he's giving classified information to foreign leaders in a way that it could be construed as damaging to U.S. National security, that could actually move some Republicans. Now, I have no idea about any information like that. I'm just saying that once this becomes a more serious investigation and they start subpoenaing a lot of people, there also sometimes comes a tipping point where people who are supporting you finally throw in the towel and say, you know what, this could be a sinking ship, and I don't want to go down with this ship. Think about the Attorney General, William Barr, for example. He has been very supportive of Trump, but there could be revelations where Bill Barr says, you know what, I want out of here. And that would turn the tide pretty drastically for Trump.
All right, Rick Newman, we will talk to you later.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.